What's up? I'm Chris DiStefano, a.k.a. Chrissy D, a.k.a. King Gay. You're listening to the Bay Ridge Boys, History Hyenas. Welcome to the History Hyenas. Zach, he had a gun to our head and he made us that we just had to pledge allegiance to ISIS. No, it's Chrissy D, Chris Stefano back on the Mizikes with Giannis Pappas, everyone's favorite feta cheese fucker.
That's right.
And then we have a special guest in here today.
I mean, we've been waiting for a long time to get this young lady in here.
First of all, let me preface stuff by saying, for all those people out there trying to otherize us, we have a proud, strong female.
Yes.
That we've added to today's episode because we don't want anyone out there feeling like we're discriminating against strong women.
And you're a millennial as well, probably.
I am.
Yes.
Well, so we're checking a lot of boxes here. We got a terrorist. From the Middle East.
We have transgender.
Transgender is me.
We have openly gay man.
Openly gay, trans man, and bi.
And strong white female.
And
then I want you to say her name.
But she's not white. She's Greek.
She's Greek. We'll say
Are
her
you
name.
full Greek?
No.
Jambakakis.
My dad's Greek. He's from Turkey.
Oh.
Jambakakis.
He's from Constantinople, as he would like.
Yeah,
Constantinople,
right.
The Eastern Empire.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Used to be called Constantinople. Now it's called, go ahead, ISIS. You can say it and get hard when you do it.
Constantinople? Is that what you're going to say?
No, he's not. I don't think he's really an ISIS.
Well, what's
Istanbul.
Oh, it's Istanbul.
Yeah.
Is a Greek word.
Everything is Greek.
Istanbuli. Istanbuli is city.
There you go.
See?
Police.
Police. Yeah.
Greek.
Police.
Yeah, so we have Jambakakis. She is from
Cornell, PhD from Cornell.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a listener to the podcast.
Absolutely.
And
Hell yeah.
Now, we just have like kind of an open door policy, don't we?
But that's how easy it is. If you just get in touch with us, we'll let you in. Fucking Rafael DeLuca brought us smoothies.
Yeah.
Jen is here now. People can just come in.
Yeah.
Now, you have to message me, though. Because you messaged me, I fucking gave you the keys.
Yeah.
If you message Giannis, it's like Border Patrol. He's not going to let you in. But
Yeah.
I'm fucking open door. You can have a gun right now,
Yeah.
and I just don't care. I'll go out with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
You know, it helps that Raphael and I have come from Ivy League schools.
Yes. I
That
did
is-
not know we had such an educated listenership.
Well, because
I couldn't even say the word educated
well,
right.
the thing is, I think
Educated.
what we do is, we have the history in the title, so it makes people feel like, oh, look, it's an informative podcast. And then when they start to listen to it, I think most Ivy Leaguers, I think you're in a small percentage of our listeners, because I think most Ivy Leaguers listen to it, they see it, and then like, I'm going to give this a shot, and then they turn it off after the intro music. When they're like, oh, is that cackling hyenas to a freestyle beat? But you and Raphael are some of like, because you're the true blue gays, the TBGs that we need.
Yeah.
And that you guys kind of like you're like the lifeblood of this podcast.
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as a critical consumer.
Yeah.
And this,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you're a TBPHD, a True Blue PhD, which is, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So like, to have a TBPHD.
We have two True Blue PhDs in here.
Well, I'm a clinical doctorate though. She's to be a TBPHD is like dissertation.
I know.
I
but
mean, yeah.
If I was choking on the train, you'd be closer to saving me than her doctorate.
Yeah.
I can't help people.
She could tell you the history of the apple you're choking on.
Yeah, but the school she's going to sounds a lot better than yours. Cornell is like, where'd you get your physical therapy PhD? Queen's School?
Yeah.
It's called the Queen Schools of Touching People.
It's called DeVry. I went and got my PhD online.
It's called I'll Fix Your Back Education Institute.
Yeah, cuz. Yeah, so
nice shirt, cuz.
Yo, you like that shit, cuz?
Yeah. True Blue Psychopaths go against the grain.
Yep.
And you straight up look like you just walked out of 1970s.
Yeah, well, I got on pea green pants.
Yeah, you do, but your hair looks good. And you know what? Oh, yeah, pea green pants. Your hair looks good. And you know what else?
Wow.
Because your face has been fucking swollen in your Instagram videos.
Yeah.
It's receded. You look normal
Thank you.
again. You look like you got stung by a bee in the face.
Yeah, what happened? What do you think that was?
Allergies.
Yeah. Yeah. And redness, I think maybe from the sun being out there, not the proper skincare.
Yeah, Jen, is he cuter on Patreon on the video or in person?
In person.
He's cute.
Giannis is cute.
I know. I think I definitely am better looking in person. I'm not as photogenic as you are.
100% better looking in person. I mean, bring up a picture.
You're
of
very
Giannis.
photogenic. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, put a picture up. Just Google Giannis Papas Das It, and we'll see some of the. Just Giannis Papas Das It, or just Google Das It. DAS. Yeah, DASIT, and we'll see. This is what Giannis looks like on the internet. Yeah, if you just go down to that one, yeah, right below. There you go. I mean, this is, So Giannis, he looks a little different on the internet than he does in person. That's it.
That's my true personality right there.
Yeah, there's times where I'm listening to Giannis and we talk and hang out all the time.
I love how they have a quote from MLK with the "That's it."
Oh wow, look at that!
What
I
does
didn't
it
even see
say?
that.
What's the quote?
That's it, man.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly what Martin Luther King said.
That's it.
I'm glad I could have created a character that denigrated the legacy of a great man.
Yeah.
I have a dream. That's it, man. That's it.
That's it. That's what you like. So we're fucking psychopaths. We do this podcast. It's a history and learning podcast. Do we try to make fun? Do we really talk about history and nature that much? Not really.
A little bit.
A little bit. I mean, we do. There's times where we did. In the beginning, we really did. But then there's times where we just come in here and we're like, we don't even know what we're going to talk about, but something historical just comes up. But today, we thought we'll actually have some kind of plan.
Yeah.
Right? Not a plan.
Well, we always have a plan.
Yeah.
We just stray from it.
Yeah.
We end up talking about the inside of your asshole.
Yeah,
that just happens. Yeah.
Yeah, we just call the doctor up. Yeah, we just show pics of my asshole. But that's I mean, listen.
That's why we're hyena-like.
Exactly. If there was no hyena, then it would just be history, and then we'd just be in a category with everybody else. But because we put in hyena, you can't expect things to go the right way. I mean, this hyena, the picture we have up today, is a pack of hyenas eating a gazelle alive. They're eating it from the legs up.
Or as I like to call it, hyena brunch.
Hyena brunch.
That's like a hyena's brunching with their friends. Guys, do you want to go eat antelope ass on Sunday?
Sure.
It's Millennial Church.
It's Millennial Church.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So today I thought, I love documentaries. Are you a Netflix? Do you watch a lot of docs on Netflix?
Absolutely.
Can you watch crime documentaries alone in the dark by yourself, or do you need to be all the lights on or on a plane?
I can watch it by myself.
So you can watch a documentary by yourself. That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a brave kid.
I recently watched something about the Manson murders, but then
by yourself.
Yeah, but
alone.
Yes, but then I realized it happened like a stone's throw from where I grew up, and then I got a little bit.
How'd that make you feel?
A little bit shivery.
But you still
Yeah, just compartmentalize.
So you can watch a documentary by yourself at night, and then go outside that same night and not feel like the people you were just watching are following you.
I don't know if I can anymore.
Yeah, because I can't. Because if I watch something, even if the people are dead, like if I watch a documentary about Jack the Ripper, when I go outside that night or the next night, usually I'll see Jack the Ripper or feel Jack the Ripper's presence behind me. But we know he's dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I never found out who he was. So
this is a lot of words to just explain that you're a fucking true blue pussy.
Yeah, I'm a TBP.
That's what he's trying to say, really.
I'm a TBV.
He's asking, are you as scaredy cat as he? Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm Greek.
She's Greek.
So Greeks aren't scared.
No, we're strong, superior people, cuz.
You really are.
Yeah.
And she's from you said your father's from Constantinople?
My father is fresh off the boat from Constantinople.
Wow.
My mom is not. My mom is from LA.
Right.
How did they meet?
Is your dad like dark skinned Turkish? Like
my dad is blue eyes,
No.
bluer than I do.
But so aren't some of the Turks, aren't they like real like
They run the gamut. A lot of them are Caucasian looking. A lot of them a little browner. Kind of runs the gamut. Yeah.
You want to throw all the Turks into the Aegean Sea, right?
Absolutely, baby.
Yeah.
I did the annoying Mother's Day post thing. So that's my mom. But it was also my dad's birthday. So
Yo,
scroll over.
I hope, I mean, I say this with all due respect, but your mom's a piece. No?
Yeah, sexy. Yeah, your mom's
mom
good
is
kid.
definitely a
Good
piece.
girl.
Now,
Let me see your dad now.
Yo, straight up?
Dad's cute?
Yo, no, hold up.
What
Yo,
up?
let me just say this.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's some Patreon members on here who saw that video we posted where we were at Valley Forge and we showed that picture of the guy on the wall who looked exactly like you.
Yeah.
I think you're a fucking Martian sent by the simulators because you look exactly like her fucking dad. I cannot believe what I'm fucking seeing. Have you ever noticed that? Have you noticed how wild that is?
Am I your dad?
Yo,
Let me see.
let me show Zach
I think
first.
I see it now.
I mean, this is nuts, dude. I mean, yo, are you an illusion? Are you a mirage? Yo, how wild is
Let me
that? Here
see,
you go.
cuz.
Cuz, you are her pops. You've been here before. You're here in many forms.
Wow.
Wild.
I'm your pops.
Good looking kid.
Yeah.
People used to think they used to mistake him for Robert Redford.
Yo,
Wow.
good looking dude.
I've been mistaken for Macaulay Culkin.
Yo, that's crazy. You look exactly like her pops.
Oh, I'm your pops.
Yeah.
Hello, Pepe.
When my dad first moved to LA, so in Turkey, there's a lot of Sephardic Jews. Because
Boo.
you know, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Spain kicked out all the Jews into Turkey. It was the same year.
Right.
And
1492. Good year.
and so they spoke Spanish, and they were called Ladinos. So my dad came straight to LA, didn't speak English. He worked as a dishwasher. So the first thing he said back to my yaya, my grandmother, was that there's a lot of Jews in LA, which is true, but not the people that he was referring to.
No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They were Mexican.
Yeah. It's like,
He was used to them looking a little different. And then they were like, hey, mira, huepa. And he was like, oh, they speak weird, these Jews.
Yeah.
Andale.
Well, speaking of Jews.
What you talking about, I say?
Speaking of Jews, Nikola Tesla, who I don't even know if he was a Jew or not. He probably wasn't. I know he was
wasn't,
Serbian.
He was Orthodox.
He was Orthodox. He was from Serbia, though.
His father was a Greek Orthodox priest.
Wow.
He was born in a small town in Croatia, this kid.
Jen said she thinks he was handsome, Tesla.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
He's tall. I know he was
Tall,
very
dark,
tall.
and handsome.
TDH, tall, dark,
Yeah.
handsome.
But you know what? He would have probably thought you were gross. Not
Why?
because you are gross, because you're actually very gorgeous, but because he had a phobia of like chicks.
Chicks, yeah, he was scared of chicks.
He didn't like their earrings. He got like freaked out by earrings, which is one of the strangest phobias I've ever heard.
Yeah.
He fired a secretary for being overweight.
Really?
I mean, that is not woke.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
That is
it's
really
like,
fucked up.
Did he think about her feelings?
Did he see I feel pretty? Because it's empowering for women.
So because when I was like researching him, like, did he ever, like, was he asexual? Because he would say that he couldn't. He was like, he can't even think about, his brain won't even allow him to get to the point of romance because he just cares about electricity. And he just is obsessed with electricity and how things move through electricity. That's all he cared about.
When I was teaching it, I had a theory, I had a hunch that I think with men, they hit this age, and I think it's later now in life, but back then maybe 30, where you get overripe, where it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
You're so set in your own ways that you kind of become asexual in a way.
Yeah, I'm there already.
You're asexual now?
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet.
No, you got a while to go.
Yeah.
You're going to be good for a while. But he was always like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of just always, I don't think he ever like had sex, or it doesn't seem like he ever had a girlfriend or
never
anything.
had a girlfriend or wife, no kids, nothing.
The guy liked to fuck electricity, really, if he could.
That's
I
what
mean,
it
that
was.
was his obsession.
And
It seems stimulating.
Yeah, I mean, he was passionate about electricity the way ISIS is passionate about the heads of Jews on spikes.
the way yeah, the way Zach wants New York City to be a caliphate is what Tesla wanted basically Tesla saw text messages and the internet before we had it. But I mean, he died in the 40s, right? I think. And it's like he saw it all in his head.
Dude, he saw smartphones.
He saw it all.
He saw it all. I mean, you see, he is just evidence that the propeller of history is really genius individuals like him. You look at all these notes they found from Leonardo da Vinci. The fucking Leonardo da Vinci had sketches of airplanes and stuff.
Really?
I mean, nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these people really propel history forward, and we all kind of live on the backs of these individual esoteric geniuses. Wow, I'm feeling smart because we got PhD student here, a real one.
Yeah.
Not a trash bag.
No. Fucking real shit.
Yo,
real
cuz I
deal.
can't believe you're the more educated of the two, me and you. It's
It's
fucking
not
wild.
fucking wild. But I'm not the smarter. I just have the more academic.
You are the smarter.
accolades.
You're the better at acting fucking like a stupid fucking guy.
No. But your theories. But the way
I did go to a pretty good school. American University, pretty much almost Ivy League.
good school,
The American University.
and you were educated by Quakers, so nice kid.
Da sa!
Yeah.
We sat in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking weird thing to be. It's a little weird that you went to a Quaker school.
Yeah, but you're
a
sending
little,
Delilah to a Quaker school.
I probably will,
Yeah.
but you just know that you were raised. You're just you were raised a little weird. You were, just a little. You're a little bit like you were just on the because you're a cool kid and you were raised in Brooklyn. Just know that saved you, because if you were raised anywhere else with the education and the upbringing, you would have been someone who like wanted to purge, and you could only have sex with a woman with a donkey head on backwards. Like you would have you fit into that category.
You're calling me a wasp
Of
almost.
like a waspy stuff, yeah. Where
You're calling me weird because you slept in the bed with your mom till you were 19 years old.
yeah, cuz
Yeah.
But at least I'm from Queens, Yo, cuz at least I grew up. You know what I mean? At
Yeah.
least I grew up watching the Mets.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, but
Wasps love me.
yeah.
Because you kind of look like you're like an undercover Greek.
Absolutely.
You look like a German.
So now we have a theory. Well, Giannis is because Giannis is push theory forward.
Sorry.
That wasps would look at Giannis and I, because we're like New York trash, and get nauseous.
She knows.
By the way we talk. Do you agree with that?
They do. I mean, I've been in there.
Yeah.
No,
They found out you were Greek and they went, "Whoa."
Well, they thought my family, let's say like people that I've dated, let's say, that are wasps, that my family was always arguing. And I'm like, we're just talking.
Yeah.
Right.
But
They look at us like animals when we get emotional.
Right.
They look at us curious, like, what's these
yeah,
feelings?
they're like
These-
Right.
embarrassed for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Like they look at you like you just like said like
Right.
a dirty joke
Yeah.
at
Right,
the
right,
dinner
right.
table. No, I broke up with a boyfriend because I was sitting at a dinner table and it was myself and then a bunch of his friends, and they
Mhm.
were, and I'm not even joking, the entire dinner they talked about where they have golfed, where they will be golfing, where they want to golf, and who they want to golf with.
Yeah.
And I stared into my rosé and said, I can't do that.
I can't do this. Yeah. I couldn't do it either.
When you marry or date a wasp, you end up with like a serious closet drinking problem.
Bodies in
Yeah.
the basement.
Yeah, bodies in the mid, because they're like, we're going, they park their boats, and then they're like, we're going golfing, and
Right.
then we're going to the country club, and then we're gonna go.
It's
yeah.
mundane, right? A little bit.
It's just a little dry. It's a little
Yeah.
khaki pants life.
I dated this guy that I'm talking about. So I went to his.
Was his name Baker?
Was his name Zuckerberg?
Baker's a good
Very
wasp
close.
name. Zuckerberg's Jewed out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's
Jews
Jewed
can't
out.
be wasps, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
They,
Jews can't be wasps. Obviously, no.
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his folks live in Connecticut, and I went to visit, and his parents were sweet, but his mom said to me, "Oh, Jennifer, have you seen his portrait?" And I
So
said,
waspy.
I said
Portrait.
no, and he goes, "Oh well." And his father said, "Oh, you must show her the portrait." And he says, "No, don't show her the portrait." So I go into the drawing room,
Wow.
and there's a
Oh, wow.
portrait like a straight out of like the Rockefeller family of him standing there. And then the best was, she says, "Oh, and the one of his brother is in the pied-à-terre in Manhattan." So my biggest regret in life is that I didn't get a selfie with the portrait.
You're getting a kid from Queens. You would never come into contact. Thank God you're such a funny comedian and doing
Right.
good, because now you've actually attracted this into your life where she's actually
Right.
been exposed to actual wasps,
Right.
and that's what goes down.
That's what, like when she.
I mean,
said,
this kid had a portrait drawn of him,
and when
cuz.
she said the pet-a-terre, I thought it was I thought for a second, and I'm hungry now. I thought you said pret a manger. That's what I thought, like the
Good
sandwich
sandwiches, yeah.
Because that's the only French thing I've ever heard in my life before I went to France was pret a manger.
And I call it pret a mange.
I would call it. I used to call it pet a manager.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
He
but-
had a portrait.
He had a portrait, and he was
Wow.
he was standing on like by some piano with like a stack of books
Holy-
and like looking away, and I just looked at it and said, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
interesting." But
Right.
it's kind of like the Mauricia, the whole like getting to Westchester, like. There's as much as I might know my dad would love it if I ended up marrying a Greek, like there's still a part where they see it as like social climbing.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I've infiltrated
Yes.
because I look like I could be one of them.
Yes. Yeah.
And I
You're-
have the credentials of someone.
You're
who
living
could
in
do
their.
it.
You're moving in their world. Yeah.
Exactly.
They still kind of look down a little. Like the mother was kind of like looking at you, like like you're a little bit of a trash bag, though.
Oh, for sure.
when
I
she
mean,
knows your genealogy.
She cited my Big Fat Greek Wedding a couple too many times.
Yeah, yeah. Did she ask if your father owned a diner? Did she throw that one in there?
Yeah, my family does own restaurants.
There
so.
you go. That's
Yeah,
kind
she
of
told me
comes with
that,
the
yeah.
territory. Yeah.
I so Tesla, he was like a rock star in his day. too. So
For a little while.
he was always with the Wasp. Because a lot of times you think of someone like you find out like they're so famous to us, but then you find out during their life nobody knew who the fuck they were. Like nobody knew who Beethoven was when he was alive. He was just some guy. We only know about him now. But Tesla was interesting to me because he was as famous as like an Elon Musk, even more famous than Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So, he used to like be chilling with all the fucking people that were way out of his league. And I thought that was really interesting. And then, he kept getting funded by like I think he kept getting funded by like JP Morgan.
JP
Like the
Morgan.
actual Morgan would fund him.
Yeah.
And he was basically stealing his money. He was like, look, I'm going to do this,
blowing
this,
up
and this.
barns.
Yeah, and he was like, it's just about electricity, dude.
Yeah.
He was just obsessed with it.
Well,
and
he started wild out and didn't he start saying like he was talking to Mars and
Mars
stuff?
and Martians and shit. Yeah, that on Long Island.
Yo, maybe he was though.
He probably fucking was.
Might have been.
And if he would have the Westinghouse deal, whatever. I mean, he would have been worth like over $1 billion. But he gave all the royalties back to Westinghouse because Westinghouse was like, I want to do a better deal. And Tesla was just so obsessed with the idea and so in it just for the art of it and the love of it that he didn't even give a fuck about money.
Yeah, I think he was just naive when it came to business.
You think he just couldn't speak English that well?
Nah, he actually spoke like a bunch of
10 languages, right?
Kid had a photographic memory. He could he memorized. I think they
Voltaire, right? Did he love
Voltaire. He read everything
He
Voltaire.
was a philosopher, a poet.
He was They call as a pejorative. I think Edison referred to him as like a science poet,
which
was like he doesn't get the real world, like he doesn't understand that we got to make money and shit like that.
Edison kind of came off like a dick to me a little bit.
Edison
in that doc,
supposedly
right?
is a dick, yeah.
And that's why Musk named it Tesla because he wanted Tesla's recognition to come out.
Probably,
yeah.
And Tesla seemed like a good dude who cared about advancing humanity. And yeah, when they renegotiated that deal, it was because. It's I think if I remember correctly, it was a financial thing. The investors, Westinghouse's investors, were kind of like, "Look, we're losing money, whatever." And I think he kind of, who knows if it was real or not, but he kind of either was earnest about it when he approached Tesla and said, "Hey, I can't pay you what I said to pay you, or else we're going to go out of business," or if he just knew that the guy was fucking business naive and could take advantage of him and was like, "Hey, we got to renegotiate your deal." And Tesla was like, "Whatever." Tesla just ripped up the contract.
He didn't give a
I
fuck.
was like, "It doesn't matter." So yeah, he would have basically had royalties on electricity.
Yeah,
if he just kept it, and then he got nada.
He also came of age in the 1920s, which is very different from the 1930s because investors were just eager to throw money into harebrained schemes. But then when you get the Depression, people are much more conservative with their investments. And so he didn't plant any good seeds for what would come in the harder months.
He died in the New Yorker hotel, and they say he haunts it. And what I filmed MTV's Guy Code and Girl Code in the New Yorker hotel, and I definitely felt his presence at times when I was in the bathroom.
He was probably throwing up, thinking where the culture had gone.
Yeah, he's like, "This is why I invented fucking electricity, so you could text your fucking remote control in your sweatpants and make it look like your dick."
Yeah, you and Schultz could stand there and be like, "You know what's crazy?
Yo, you've been watching Guy Code.
Yo, if you fuck a girl, then your boy's hands off. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
You know."
Yeah, I thought he was such a.
But you know what's crazy about the whole thing that I thought, Chrissy?
What?
Was like that whole era is kind of like analogous to now, the sort of the tech boom and all these tech guys kind of racing for the next sort of innovation with the internet. Back then, it was sort of the innovation with industrialization. It was like they were all trying to get there first, like to the alternating current, to whatever the new machine that was fueled by industrialization. So it's kind of like those guys, the JP Morgans, the Westinghouse, all those guys. Now, those guys are kind of like the Zuckerbergs, the Bezoses, those guys.
Well, what's interesting to me is we kind of sometimes are like prisoners in the present. Like you just think our minds could be like, oh, maybe this can happen, maybe it can't. But like in Tesla's time, they were saying like there's no way anything that's possible today would have ever been possible. When anything Tesla was like, oh, but I can make electricity jump. We don't need it. We don't need those little mini fucking power sources every mile, like Edison was saying, because of the direct current shit. So like Elon Musk just said yesterday that he's confident, his company said that they're going to be able in the next 20 years to be able to put people on a flight that would cost the price of an economy plus ticket of today's airlines, a plane that could get you from New York to Shanghai in 39 minutes because it would use the gravitational pull of the Earth and go into pretty much outer space, but not all the way out, and like rip you around the stratosphere in 39 minutes, and it'd be able to like get on. And he's like, this will happen. The capability of it is happening. And a lot of people are like, that can't happen. It's not possible, but it's probably going to happen. Because I mean, if we told Tesla he can get to California in 5 hours, he'd be like, fucking what? He would have it wasn't available to him.
Yo, can you imagine if you can get to Shanghai quicker than you can get cross town in Manhattan? That'd be
Fucking wild.
wild.
Because if we
You
can
get to Shanghai and you call somebody's cell phone who was in the car and like, where you at? It's like, yo, I'm still caught on Fifth Avenue.
Yo,
It's like, yo, I'm in Shanghai.
Yo, cuz if Elon Musk puts it out in the next 6 months, you want to do your bachelor party in Bangkok?
Absolutely.
We'll do it. We'll be back that fucking same night. We'll do it the night before your wedding.
Yeah, a lot of trans in
a lot
Bangkok.
of lady boys. Yeah,
for you,
yeah.
For
I
you,
couldn't do a trans. I'm not attracted to. Even if I know you were born a man, even if you look like a woman, you got the surgery. I can't.
You can't do it.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm a homophobe at all. But I can't. I'm not attracted to it. You know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Giannis at times said he could be attracted. He can watch the porn of it.
I would be more attracted, I think, to it than a beautiful trans,
Right.
than a woman who looked like a man.
See, I can do a woman
know?
that looks like a man, no
If a
problem.
dude
I mean,
looks
most of
like
the
a-
women I hook up with look like men.
Gender bender.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wild when it comes to
Has
sex.
anyone ever asked you what pronoun you go by?
Not yet.
No, but that's your word. That's your generation.
That's your gen. How do you feel about that?
What's Cornell like now? Is there a lot of protesting
Is it
going on there?
are it safe space?
And you're from LA. That's like a double whammy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
Are you triggered right now?
No.
Okay.
I always like to say that, like, it's good to be bilingual. Like,
Mhm.
you don't necessarily have to buy in on whatever
Right.
the newest fad of hysteria is, but it's good to know how they think.
Yes.
Because I think one of the biggest, we talk about like the whole Me Too movement and everything, one of the biggest rapes that we've seen in the last 20 years is the rape of language. Is
Yeah.
changing words to mean things that they absolutely 100% emphatically do not mean.
Right.
And the idea that words can be so offensive to a person, to me, is just mind-boggling. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't raised that way, and I just don't
Right.
see it.
Right.
But like, I'm a liberal, but we're the problem. Like, the liberals are the problem because there's like the old adage of like, I may disagree with you, but I would die for your right
Right.
for you to say that, and that's going away.
Yeah.
Right.
Now they
So
would just won't even allow the debate kind of thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's the biggest problem I have with the younger generation is like there's if you don't agree with them, then you're just wrong and they want to kill themselves.
And you're bad. You're a bad person. You can't
Right.
just be wrong and debate the idea.
Absolutely.
You're morally suspect. I recently got into a thing with someone in my department.
What's his fucking name, babe?
We'll take care of them.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
So I was in a sorority when I was in college, and
Uh-oh.
he implicated me in all of the kind of like rape scandals and everything because I wouldn't apologize for being in it. And I said, why would I apologize? This was a lovely experience, and it's a great networking.
Wait, back up. You wouldn't apologize for being
in a sorority.
being in a sorority.
It's like
Oh.
the Soviet show trials. Like,
Yeah,
I have
wait.
to apologize for past involvement in an institution.
Why would he want you to
Why would
apologize for being
yeah,
in
why
a
was
fucking
how did that happen?
sorority though?
I mean,
Where?
it was wild. Like literally the conversation started with, where did you go to get drunk food in college? And then I
Right.
said, oh, sometimes my sorority sisters and I would just go into the kitchen and we just raid the fridge,
Yeah.
but then the chef would get mad. And he goes, you had a chef? And I said, yeah.
Yeah.
All sorority houses do.
Yeah.
And
Do all sorority houses have chefs?
yeah, and houseboys.
What's a houseboy?
Yeah, they serve you dinner. They answer the door. They live for free in a wing of the house.
Right.
So they're
This is not a typical sorority. Not
yeah.
all sororities have that.
Well, I mean, all the ones at Berkeley did.
Yeah,
Right.
well, that, yeah.
Now the houseboys, were they like sometimes sex slaves too, or no?
Not in my house, but we did throw one of them a massive 21st birthday party. We got a stripper. We had kegs, everything.
and it went
yeah.
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Houseboys and chefs, and
Yeah.
everyone kicks in to pay them.
Yeah, we all pay.
Yeah.
So you pay dues. But so that somehow became this like class thing where
Mhm.
and then I said, well, I had a great experience there.
Yeah.
And I don't think all people in fraternities are rapists. I think
Right.
that some of the most lovely people I know were in fraternities.
Yeah, but only 85%. You know.
Yeah.
But then from there it went into, oh, I can't believe you're defending this. Like, there's
Right.
You're part of the problem.
See, and that person, another problem that we have is they generalized you. When it's like
Mm-hmm.
you have an individual story with an individual outcome, but this person's generalizing you and making you into a fucking villain. That's the biggest issue I have with this is the generalization versus the
Absolutely.
individual. If you have to live in the gray area.
Mm-hmm.
If you picked a side, if you've like stoically picked a side, I just think you're a fucking asshole. And I just know that you're not going to be, I can't have a tolerable conversation with you. Because we all bend a little bit.
Yeah, and it's
because
just
we all bend.
It's just amazing how the goalposts always move for like offense.
Sure, of course.
Where it's like I saw an article the other day about are straight black men the new white people of black people.
What?
I was going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I couldn't even follow it. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And you know, so and then like you know, just this. It's like sororities and. Are
Yeah.
sororities offensive
No,
now?
honestly, man,
it's like they're trying to eat everything up.
I
And
don't-
it's almost like if when they do eat that up, then they look for the next thing to be offended by because their whole existence is to be offended. So they got to find something to be offended by.
There's a symbolic capital to victimization. So there's an actual benefit, and in some cases a real monetary benefit. But
Right.
there's a social climbing to be able to say, I'm a victim because of this.
Right.
And it doesn't, you know, take
Your generation
away-
kind of did that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
where
think
it
it's
started.
unfortunate because we're having to compete in an economy that's not allowing for us to be as successful as our parents.
Yeah.
So this is how we compete with
Mhm.
social cachet and social capital. And you do that by being the most outraged, the most offended, and then articulating it in academies in the most verbose way where you confuse people like our, you know, black men, the new white, whatever.
Yeah, our black,
So
straight
stupid.
black men, the new white people of black people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some millennial wrote that.
I mean, how you're talking about a group of people, black, you're going to, within black people, you're going for a subset of people and saying they have more privilege than white or gay black people. And then you're targeting them as perpetrators of something because they enjoy more privilege. It's like you're talking about that subset of people, probably the most discriminate. If you want to get into it, it's like those were the ones who were fucking enslaved the most.
But you know what? If you
Those
talk
are-
most of these people, you can listen to what they have to say, and once you hit them with the question of, okay, what do I need to do then to make you happy? They don't have an answer because it's just the rage. So you just have to let them. I just let them go.
It's akin to religious fervor. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like that's why I feel like, you know, at least with, you know, comedy, we don't have to live in that world. Like I don't have to live by at least right now, I don't have to live by those rules. I go on stage, freedom of speech, I talk, we try to make it as funny as possible. People are going to be offended inevitably, but it's like there's no boss that's going to be like, oh, you know, we're going to fire you because you racially discriminate. It's like we wouldn't do that anyway. But it's like these people, there's so many people, black and white and whatever color, you know, race, religion, sexual orientation, that, you know, their lives are ruined by this fucking bullshit when it's like, this stupidity in this world.
Well, it's what Jen was saying is that kind of, you know, it's kind of true, is that like we're all competing for who has the most victim story, and the the more you can portray yourself as a victim or describe yourself as a victim, the higher your status is for some reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of a strange thing, and it's something that all these other people who are not institutionally discriminated against are kind of co-opting the struggle of African Americans who were institutionally discriminated against. You see like these South Asian people and Asian people yelling at white guys. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? How have you had it hard?
Zach,
you guys are crushing it in this country.
Do you have like applause teed up? Do you have an applause button thing on the thing? Oh wait, hold. You have it teed up?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to let the listeners know that for the first time in about, I would say maybe first episode of the whole series, 15 episodes in, Giannis Papas has made it over 30 minutes without using the word modernity. So we just
I love that
clap
word.
that up.
Modernity.
Yeah.
Amenities of modernity.
Modernity, and he will at some point say buffet, and then that's your cue. You can leave if you'd
Do
like
you say
to.
buffet or buffet?
Yeah.
Buffet.
Buffet. Thank you, Jen.
Am I the
appreciate
only
it.
one who says buffet?
You're a tolerable
Buffet,
person. He
yeah.
says buffet and modernity, every other fucking word. Yeah.
So what are you studying at Cornell?
So I'm doing my PhD in economic history.
Wow.
I say economic history, but go ahead.
Yeah, I say economic. Yeah.
Buffet.
Economic, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
It's, you say it the right way.
Yeah.
So
Economic-
it's economic, and business history. So
Yeah.
I'm a historian of the 20th century. I start from about the post World War II period,
Yeah.
and I go into the 90s, and I look at the tourism economy
Oh, cool.
and investment strategies, and how they change over time in relation to macroeconomic and social trends.
When I was in Edinburgh, I my allergies were kicking up, and I sneezed accidentally on the statue of Adam Smith, the father of economy. See, I sneezed right on his show.
Father of economy.
Yeah.
Father of capitalism, but
Well, they say he was a father.
modern
Modern
I guess
economy.
modern
He's the
economy,
father of like economic thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, but that's fucking great.
You
Yeah.
sneezed on that guy?
I sneezed. Yeah, my allergies kicked up bad
Yeah.
in Europe. Do you have allergies?
Did you wipe your face with the invisible hand? Oh! That's it, yeah. Man. There we go, yeah.
Economy jokes.
Yeah, economy jokes. Right
I realized I had allergies when I moved here. I didn't know because in California there's no
It's
just
a New York
derivations
problem.
of summer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the East Coast.
It's through no fault of your own, just because you're from LA. I've noticed that people from LA just kind of you have like an LA accent, and I get it. I know where it's environmental. It's sort of like we have this kind of aggressive, kind of quick because the weather's cold and people are trying to stab us at all times, and somebody's
Right.
going to take their dick out and show us on the subway.
Yeah.
And you kind of have this kind of like everyday sunny.
Avocado.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this,
my
Jen.
God.
I know you were born and raised in California, and you're a TBA or a true blue American. I could tell that. But do you would you agree that the Northeast is like the heartbeat of the country? Like the Northeast, like we're America. Do you feel that way?
Absolutely, Yeah.
That's good.
You know, I when I moved to Northern California for college, I loved San Francisco.
Yeah.
But then when I moved here, I always describe New York as like an onion. Like it's
Yeah.
so layered and everyone has to interact with everyone. And I
Yes.
think it creates this level of diversity that's just, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
And you know, rich, poor, any color,
Mhm.
they all have to be together.
Mhm.
And they're tightly compact.
Mhm.
And they're
Yeah.
kind of stinky. So the
Yeah,
onion, I
yeah,
feel
we
like
stink.
is a good
That's a
analogy.
really good
Absolutely.
example.
Yeah, and,
And
it's
it's
good,
really
good in
true.
sauce.
That's why New York is always avant, ahead of the curve, because the way it's constructed, it's an old city. You're right. People are forced to interact with each other. You don't realize how segregated other cities are
Mhm.
until you are
Yo.
come to New York or from New York and go to those cities.
Fucking Nikola Tesla loved New York. This was he only Thomas Edison put his whole camp here. Tesla's all his thoughts were from New York.
Cause he
Yeah.
He ate at Delmonico's every day.
yeah, and the alternating current that he invented, that shit happened in a laboratory in New York in Lower Manhattan, cuzzy.
Omaha.
And then, Westinghouse is the one that employed him, but Westinghouse got rich off of the fucking steam brake on the railroad?
Yeah, but
It
he
got
made that
loaded.
shit when he was 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't doing shit like that when I was 22.
Yo,
I'm scared of I'm still scared of the dark, but I was really scared of the dark at 22.
Yeah. I mean, people with big brains, they do you're born with a big brain.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what's crazy though? Talk about feminism. Fucking Tesla's mom was like invented all types of shit on the farm. That's his, yeah.
She was the inventor.
She like invented it. Her pops was like talking about, religion.
He was doing the Christos and
Yeah, well, his mom was sitting
Yeah.
around inventing shit around their farm. So she
Yeah.
was like the brains,
She was the brains of the op.
and that's what he inherited right there.
Well, your mom was, I mean, you both had very smart parents, but your mother was very, very intelligent and
Yeah.
did shit that fucking pushed forward history too.
Five
Prominent lawyer.
5 law degrees.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's why I love when people fucking lecture me on fucking, wokeness. It's like I did social work for 5 years. Every
Yeah.
every freaking Halloween, I went around with a UNICEF
Yeah.
little cardboard thing and took donations.
Yep.
My mother worked for the United Nations, and wrote a book for the International Rights of Children for
Yeah.
Unitar.
And then Giannis became Marisa.
And
So
then
you have her
and
mom, and then Giannis became Wyshawn and Marisa.
It's great.
yeah.
Did
It
your-
is great.
Did your parents meet here or in Greece?
They met here. My mother was born in Crete, and then she came here
Great.
when she was early teens, maybe 9, 10, 11, 12. My father was born in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
but his parents,
Christopher.
his parents came from Imbros, which is now Turkey. So my father was born here, my mother was born there, and then they met in law school, Brooklyn Law School, after the Korean War.
Yeah, and I'm loving this episode. This is my new fave. But if you guys want to go back and listen to the archives, the Battle of Crete episode about Giannis's mom's
fantastic.
struggle. Giannis's mom living in Nazi-occupied Greece is.
Yeah.
I shared it with a couple of my Greek students.
Really?
Yeah, the Kontos, the pita company.
Yeah.
One of my students at Cornell, her family is Kantos.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there you go.
The Greeks have a real love-hate relationship with me.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
I noticed it firsthand
Yeah.
in that diner off the side of the road in Philly when that guy made believe he didn't know you.
Yeah.
But of course he fucking knew you.
They have a love-hate relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's some love. The younger generation seem to love a little bit more. It's a love-hate because the character Pano, they kind of, a lot of people are, think he makes Greeks look bad. A lot of Greeks think he makes Greeks look bad,
Dude, I fucking
Which if,
I played it for my dad, and he said, "Oh, he's right."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's a satire on the foibles of Greek
Yeah.
culture,
fucking yeah, man. It's a little weird now for me, like, because most of the time, every day, usually, and especially on all the podcasts, I have some medical issue going on that I'm nervous about and pushing me forward. But I've went to every doctor I could now. I've went through every specialist, and everything's fine. So it's like, what am I supposed to worry about now? Because once the colonoscopy was over, I had got every hole, and I'd been to 10 specialists, and my insurance called me and said I cannot go to any more specialists.
You're probably worrying about if the flow of the podcast is good.
So
that's what you do. Yeah.
Okay.
You're like the social justice warriors of anxiety.
Yeah.
Like if they have nothing to protest, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to fucking be anxious,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, what's my raison d'etre right now?
Right,
What's
right.
my reason for existing?
Raison d'etre.
Raison d'etre.
I fucking
So you just feel uncomfortable right now. You
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable because you're comfortable.
'Cause I'm comfortable.
That's why I need to fucking shoot you in the back of the head.
Yeah, I was listening to the podcast
Yeah.
on the train today, last week's episode, and you went on for about 15 minutes telling the audience I was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, there were definitely people that were like, "Oh
He's
shit."
dead. You
Yeah.
remember that up? Did you hear
I
that?
did,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a new segment that me and Chrissy are going to be doing right now, and this is the first installment
Yeah.
of how I'm going to fucking murder Chrissy D.
Yes.
Okay?
Here we go.
Chris is so fucking wild,
Yep.
all right, that he has little or no interest in the NBA playoffs, but he can't wait to get to Germany with me
Mm-hmm.
so we can see sights. But he also has a tattoo of Christianity on his back,
Yep.
and his feet and tit look like Quasimodo's.
Yep.
And these are just a few of the reasons why he needs to be dropped from a helicopter over cement in a straitjacket.
Okay. There you go. That's one way I'll go out. Yeah.
That's creative.
Drop from out. Yeah.
Because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to fly over a heavily cemented urban area with you
Yeah.
in a straitjacket in a
Yeah.
helicopter and drop you,
Yeah.
push you out, kick you.
Yeah.
Not even wearing a level 1 sneaker. Not
Yeah.
even one of my nice sneakers.
Right.
One of my old fucking sneakers because
Right.
I don't want to ruin a fucking good sneaker on your fucking back.
Yeah.
And just push you out and hear one get farther and farther away and then hear the smack of your
Yeah.
fucking lumpy body hitting the concrete.
Because to kill you, all I have to do is put a little bit of cyanide poisoning in a little bit of snooze and put that little bit of cyanide snooze into a post-op transsexual's vagina, and you'll fucking get it. You'll sniff it out and get it.
Did you get that one off the top of the head?
That was off the top of the-
fucking good.
You like that
cuz.
one? That's
Yeah,
the way I did it.
That's
You
an
know?
inventive one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like that little. I was thinking of that Russian doll. Like you'll keep going after it, and then the last one will just be that fucking knockout blow right inside that post-op puss.
That's a really inventive way to kill me,
Yeah.
cuz. But this is how I'll kill you.
All right, great.
Okay?
Great SVU episode.
Yeah.
We're writing shit in here.
This is why he needs to go down because Chris is an empathetic person,
Mm-hmm.
but would kick a dog off a mountain and watch its body bang against the rocks on the way down while he shouts "cute" up to the heavens is why I need to fucking put him down
Right.
by tying him to a chair in a public school classroom with unfed woodpeckers to slowly peck and eat your brains out, cuz.
Yeah, cuz
That's what I would do.
from the back too. So
Yeah,
it's like
from
a
the back.
hyena. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I'd still be going like, "Oh, this is fun. It feels weird." And then once I hit like my speech, I just would shut off.
Yeah.
But I'd still inside. I'd be like, "Ah, yeah."
Because that's what woodpeckers do. Once in a while, they'll fly to like a lesser bird's nest, and while the mom's off trying to feed the little ones will be left alone in the nest, and the woodpecker will slowly peck its brains out and eat its brains while it's alive. It's fun to watch.
Wow.
That's what woodpeckers do. In addition to pecking wood, they'll fucking peck baby brains out.
Did you see that video of somebody tagged us in of the gazelle giving birth, and then the gazelle taking like 3 steps and then being eaten alive by a hyena?
Yeah,
Did you see that video?
That's how it goes sometimes.
That kid had 10 seconds on this planet.
That's how it is sometimes on God's beautiful planet. You know?
Yeah, nature. I mean, dude, the fucking nature of it. It's that's the real shit. It's like the real, and like, you know, I do jokes on stage about like, you know, I think a lot of shit that's happening now is because, you know, we talk about like there's no violence anymore. Like back in the day in the Tudors, you know, King Henry, it's like, listen, you want to fucking say shit about the king, about how he offended you? I'm gonna cut your fucking head off. That's just what it is. Sorry, you're gonna get your head cut off.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing either.
Yeah, but I don't know, cause if it gets to a point where it's so annoying, where it's like, you know, do some people just? It's like, okay, you can say what you want, but just understand, there's people in the streets with axes, and we may maim you.
Yeah,
I could maim you.
Yeah.
So you can fucking protest all you want about shit that, you know, maybe matters to a group of people. See, the thing is, the problem is, I don't have any problem. I have almost no fucking problem when somebody other than white people protest. I don't have a problem with that because I'm like, it's not good for you at times. But when white people start to protest, I'm just like, go home.
That's when you want to
just go home.
Yeah.
I can't. When I was in Cleveland and I saw the group and I saw the protests outside Progressive Field about the way the Cleveland Indians need to change their name because it's fucking offensive, and it was all white people. I wanted to go home. I genuinely was like, I can't perform for these fucking people.
Yeah.
Because no Indians are there. No Native Americans are there. They don't fucking give a shit. It's all white guilt. It's all white guilt.
I equally hate fucking right-wing idiots who are just scared of everything. They're going like, yeah, fucking the government, I need my guns because the government's going to fucking invade my town. Fucking commies are taking over. Fucking, you know.
That's what I'm telling you. People who have picked a side and won't budge, both of them on the left and the right are both equally annoying and scary for different reasons.
Yeah, they just don't like nuance. They don't do, it's very, you know, the
They're
way
both
they
scared.
understand issues is just like with these blanket generalizations, and it makes their
I
lives
think
easier.
that I think, I know this is in fact a generalization, but I don't think a lot of people enjoy nuance because it takes, you have to work out a muscle in your brain to live in a gray space. It's a lot easier to just resign yourself to one side and then say, I don't have to think anymore.
Yeah.
That's it.
It also speaks to sort of our deep-rooted tribal instinct that sort of, it's an instinct.
And that's what he says all the time. And what one of the points you make the most that I love is like, it's not racism or not. It's just tribalism. Every animal on this planet is just, they stay with their tribes.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's not, we're not controlling it.
Right. Because,
You know?
like, think about it. Doctor's kid, right? Let's say a rich South Asian. For the people who don't know what South Asian means, Indian, basically.
Yeah.
And South Asian. Let's say there's a South Asian doctor who's a multi-billionaire, has a boat, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like a waspy, you know, billionaire doctor whose son has a boat.
Right.
How diverse, really, is that South Asian son and that WASP son who went to the same fucking
Same people.
same prep school and both go to Yale? I mean, is that real diversity?
Yeah.
No, they're in
No.
the same tribe, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that we're really moving away from social mobility and having a middle class and having fluidity between the middle and upper class. Because I have a friend who's from a very old money family in California.
They have portraits?
I'm sure he does.
Does he call his dad father? Does he refer him to third person? Yeah.
Father.
Father,
And
I want a horse.
he has a
But you're 3. I want a horse.
I want a pony.
I want a pony, father.
And he has a girlfriend who he will openly say to his friends he's like not really that into her, but he'll be like, oh, I'll probably marry her because she's from a really good family. It's like,
Right.
in what world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where it's like we're reverting back to the turn of the century.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, like I think for like like marriage to me only is like good for like joining a family like that prominent shit when they want to keep the wealth. But like for me, like why do I need to get fucking married? I'm not marrying into anything and nobody's marrying into me. It's like I'm just signing my life away.
So
Everybody
you
in
don't
my
die
family's
alone.
fucking divorced. But first of all, I got my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die alone. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die alone. You know, cuz
I don't live with you though, cuz
Yeah,
if you
but
fall
cuz-
down the stairs, you're just gonna bleed out.
Yeah,
and you
but
don't
cuz-
like pets either, so the pet can't even notify the neighbor.
Yeah, because when I move into my place 2 blocks away and there's thunderstorms, you're not gonna let me sleep on the couch. Come on, cuz.
Couch
Brittany
is
doesn't
always,
care.
You could always try to fit on that love seat, cuz.
Yeah, cuz. I
Yeah.
feel like that. Yeah, that's my spot.
It's always open for you, cuz. If you get scared of noises,
Yeah, I can run
Yeah.
over in the middle of the night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is something that'll probably happen, which is
Yo.
one of the reasons why I will have more How I'll Kill Yous on further episodes.
Cuz when I move in, because I got a two-beddy, you want to sleep over some nights? You want to sleep over like Tuesdays, Thursdays?
No, cuz we're adults. No, I
Come
can't
on,
do that.
cuz.
No,
She's
I
not
can't
your
say to
wife
my
yet.
fiance, hey, guess what? I'm going to go sleep over Chrissy's house.
Why not?
Because we're not teenagers, cuz.
Yeah, but I got fucking wild hyena footsie pajamas.
Well, then that changes it.
If I could get hyena footsies, you fucking. Oh, bro, our sweatshirts came in. Our hyena sweatshirts. I forgot to bring them.
Damn, and I keep forgetting to bring the stuffed animal hyena in here.
Because that's just got to be the mascot.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
like nature, Jen?
I do. Yes.
What do you like?
What's your favorite
Yeah,
animals?
what's your favorite animals?
Are you a cat or dog person?
I like both.
Both.
Yeah, gray area. I like
yeah.
it. You're not making a choice.
Well, actually, it's a great thing that you asked about favorite animals because a Cornell professor, a psychology professor, did a study, and he asked his graduate students for about 5 years what their 3 favorite animals were. So my 3 favorite: it's elephant, panther, and a vulture.
Those
Okay.
are good ones.
Good ones, yeah.
And so apparently what it means is your first favorite animal, and then he would ask for the attributes about it. Like, what do you like about it? I like elephants. They're smart. They're family-oriented. They can play soccer, which is cool.
Right.
Jaguars are like independent, rogue, tough, and sexy. And then vultures, they're like the pragmatists of the jungle. Like you need,
Right.
and they're actually really beautiful in person.
From the side. All birds are good looking from the
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
From
Yeah,
the
the
front,
front
they look
fucking
fucking
brutal.
wild. You ever notice every eagle pictures from the side? Because in the front, they just look fucking like, they look
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
They look special. They look cross-eyed and fucking weird.
And cause back in the day, like when like the circus was like the biggest thing, they used to, if you looked like another kind of animal, like if you just looked like a fucking pigeon or something like that, they were just putting you in the circus. It's fucking wild.
They call it Pigeon Boy.
Yeah, well, there was this guy who had no arms, legs, and they called him the human caterpillar, and he was just a torso and he would
my
roll around,
God.
but he was like a circus act. Yeah,
Because you be in the circus, they call you Anteater Ted.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'd pull my tit out.
Yeah.
yeah.
This professor said that your animals, the first favorite is who it represents, how people perceive you.
Mm-hmm.
The second favorite is who you really are, and your third favorite is what you look for in a partner.
Wow.
So wait, let's go back to yours.
So
okay.
yes, okay. So you think people perceive you as fat? You second, you're a Black Panther. That's who you are on the inside.
Yeah.
And third, vulture. You just want a
Practical.
you just want a guy to eat fucking dead bodies.
Yeah, no, practical, meaning like she's going to marry for practice, which is why you should marry, I think.
I agree.
Marriage is more of a practical. You get those wild love affairs out when you're like in fucking high school or whatever,
Yeah.
you know? And then when you get married, it's practical because you're basically starting a company. Your family's like a company.
I always use the analogy with marriage. It's like when you go to one of those like haute cuisine restaurants and you're presented with this tiny, beautiful plate of food.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the romance in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But then the relationship, the reality of life is all of the chaos of the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you living and why are you going to make a huge life decision based off of the plate of food that's going to be gone in 2 bites
Yeah.
Good call.
versus keeping the restaurant?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to write a Yelp review, fucking involve the ambiance.
Yeah.
It's not just the food. You can't just go, hey, the pate was good. You got to, it was a little kind of a noisy joint.
Yeah.
My waiter was a little too annoying, came to the table too many times. That's
Yeah.
the relationship.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's interesting.
What are your 3 faves, cuz?
3 favorite animals?
Yeah.
Just off the top of the dome?
Yeah. And you can't involve yourself or Zach, fucking 2 wild animals.
Can I say hyena though, or like?
Absolutely, cuz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like first, second, and third. So like,
First,
what is
second,
my
and third.
beyond first like favorite fucking animal?
Yeah.
Definitely giraffe. Is one. I love giraffes. And then second, hyenas.
Yeah.
And then third, I would probably have to say fucking polar bears.
Polar bears.
Giraffe, hyena, and polar bears.
So what does that say about him, you think?
Well, I mean, it's all a lot of times it's about the attributes you ascribe to the animals. But in a lot, the giraffe is the lookout.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
And the elephant that I like, they have they have families. Like they grieve when another
They
elephant
do.
Really?
dies. And
Okay.
I'm from a big family.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of 5.
Pull up
They're
that
also
picture-
surprisingly fucking vicious if you get in their territory.
Yeah.
You ever
Pull up
see
that
them
picture
flip
of
a
the-
hippo?
of
They
the
don't.
hy-
Yeah.
Of the hyena with the elephant paw in its mouth.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
great
God.
picture.
That's what happens to fucking elephants who step out of line.
Yeah, hyena with elephant paw.
Hyenas are the ultimate reckoning
elephant,
of
yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
They talk about
Yeah,
Go to the left one. Go to that one.
No.
Yeah, look at that. He's got his full head. Peekaboo. Here's Johnny.
What a fucking psycho.
For those of you who are not watching, we just watched the full head of a hyena inside of an elephant.
Inside of an elephant's body.
Yeah, just eating
it.
inside.
That elephant is definitely still alive.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Look at
Yanni, how about you? What's your 3 favorites?
that. I'm gonna go. My favorite is dogs. Number 1 favorite is dogs. My second favorite, I'm gonna go monkeys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go monkeys. Yeah. My third favorite, I'm gonna have to go hawks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Owls too, you like.
Owls are fucking cool.
Yeah, you like owls.
Yeah.
'Cause
Owls,
you look like an owl. We said
owls
that.
are dope, dude.
Yeah, that fact you told me about the organ over their eye.
Yeah, so
that's nuts.
owls have this like filter, this filter of skin. It's like a shade that comes down over their eye, and like when they blink, you'll see it, and it's like it's not a lid. It's like over the actual eyeball. You know, without the lid, it just kind of comes down. It looks weird, and the whole point of it is through evolution to block their eyes from blood splatter. From when they kill,
Because how violently they kill their prey, right?
They're vicious.
Yeah.
They're fucking vicious. They hunt at night, and they birds kill viciously because they pluck you up little by little, like they just kind of like you die slowly, you know.
Yeah.
The bigger birds like eagles will kill you like with their talons, and or drop you, like they'll take a goat and drop it, and they'll be dead when they eat it. But a lot of those smaller birds like woodpeckers do vicious shit like
eat your brains.
eat your brains out. There's a video you can see.
Pull it up, Zach.
We already plugged them. Yeah, you can pull it up.
sorry.
It's on. I mean, you can find the video of a woodpecker eating a baby bird's brain.
Oh, you watched it last week?
I watched it. Yeah, I mean, it's vicious because you see the little baby bird like looking around because he don't know what's going on. He's just going like, "What's going on?" And slowly you can see his faculties just start to lose as Hannibal fucking Lecter eats his brains.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nature. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So what does that say about me? Dogs first.
Dogs first. So, I mean, that clearly loyalty is important to you.
Wow.
Yeah,
It
he's
is.
a loyal kid.
Yeah.
He's a loyal
It
kid.
is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And friendship.
Yes. Wow.
And I would say that monkey.
What is hyena though? You can't skip. Oh no,
didn't
monkeys
pick
for
hyena.
second. That's right.
Yours
No,
is-
I detest hyenas. They're the fucking grossest things in the world.
Yeah.
I do like them because they represent reality and the harshness of it. But
Yeah.
I hate them.
Monkeys. I think in a lot of ways, monkeys are. They're very they're intelligent in a way that's like almost human. So
Mhm.
it's like very, I think, like direct and insightful.
So I like intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think picking a bird of prey as your third.
Yeah.
Clearly, you would want someone that, was an aggressive, vicious person, but in a good way. A protector.
Because they're loyal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if you disloyal, like if Chrissy crosses me,
I would never, though. You know that I would.
you'll see him in a jacket. You'll see him in a straitjacket in a fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
We'll be flying low too,
No,
but not too low so it doesn't kill you.
Because if I ever cross you,
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with the guilt. I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, in this study, the third animal was the hardest for people to think of.
Mhm.
So they're who they look for in a partner was the hardest. Some
Yeah.
people couldn't even think of a third.
What was your third again?
polar bear?
Polar bear. So
What
I-
the fuck does that mean?
Fucking fat white women.
Jesus. Do you like somebody that if
That's ice
teenager crawls into the cage in the zoo, they'll get eaten?
Yeah.
Were you old enough to hear that story?
Yeah, yeah,
Prospect
yeah.
Park?
Oh, yeah.
Where that kid crawled into a polar bear? Yeah, a kid snuck into the zoo with his friend and then crawled into the polar bear in closing, and he got eaten by a polar bear. I want to say this right now publicly, and I don't care that this is going to be up forever in posterity. If you get out of your car at a private reserve where animals are allowed to roam free, or if you climb into a fucking zoo cage and you don't get eaten, it's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
It's a little disappointing to me
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
I'm saying that right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's fucking they should let it happen. Don't shoot the animal, except for that little kid who fell in. That's the zoo's problem, that they don't have a fucking thing where they don't allow
Did the
kids
kid
to
die?
fall in. No, they shot the gorilla, and everyone was
that's right,
upset about the
Harambe.
gorilla.
People voted for him for president, Harambe.
They did?
That's why Trump won, because,
I mean, look, you got to shoot the gorilla in that point, but then
Yeah.
you got to blame the zoo. It's like, how do you have a fucking zoo where a kid can somehow fall in?
Yeah, he can't do it.
I mean, it's not like someone dropped him in. He slipped through some bars and fell into the fucking.
When I was like 6 years old at the Bronx Zoo, I didn't go into the lion's den, but I climbed over like a wooden fence and was in over like where you're not supposed to be, but the what the Bronx Zoo did is good, because if I would have just climbed over that, I would have been eaten by lions and killed for sure, because I was just a wild little kid. There was like a huge like 10-foot ditch that separates the lion, so the lion could have easily jumped over the ditch.
He could have actually done the Lord's work.
Absolutely.
He got close.
But like I remember that's what I was scared of, is the ditch. I didn't want to fall into the hole, but I was like, looking to pet the lions.
Well, you should add to the list. You go back in time and make that a reality.
That's going to be
That's
one.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw me right into the lion.
Chris, do you know that polar bears actually have black skin?
Really? Great.
They're mavri.
Mavri?
I didn't know that.
I love polar bears.
Polar bears they're black, I mean, underneath the white
Yeah,
fur?
underneath the white fur.
Wow, they're biracial.
They are.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's
well,
an interesting. That's a history hyena fact of the day right there on the potty.
that's a cute fact. The
There you go.
HHFOD, the Chuffeds, the History Hyena fact of the day.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much for all your support. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Be a part of our channel. Be a part of our community. Jenny Babes, thank you so much for coming on. We totes preach.
Absolutely.
We're gonna come on. Can people find you anywhere? What's your Instagram, social media, if you want to give that shit
Yeah,
out?
sure. You can find me Twitter and Instagram at Jen_Bagakis, BEGAKIS.
Hell yeah.
You were a great guest.
Great.
You know
guest.
what?
And
It's
she's gonna
becau-
come back for the Patreon episode.
Yeah, you can be on for the Patreon. And you're moving to New York City.
8
and
months.
Yeah, you were a great guest. We'll have you back.
Seriously,
whenever
word.
you're around. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
If
like-
you ever need history content, I like to find moments of what I call historical hilarity. So.
It's great.
Nice.
That's what should have named the fucking podcast. Fuck. She already made it better.
She did. Yeah.
She's gonna be our resident.
And I guess that's our policy now. Look, if you're a fan out there, even if you're contemplating killing us, contact
come.
Chrissy. He'll figure out a way to get you in here.
Yeah, I told Jen the address immediately. I was like, here it is.
Like I said, I'm a polite-looking white woman. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get away with a lot.
Nah, bro, fucking Rafael DeLuca looks like he looks like a psychopath, but I invited him right up.
Nah, he's a cute kid.
He's a cute kid. And fucking shout out DeLuca. Shout out fucking Chris the Teacher just emailed me trying to give me Mets tickets. You're a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
I fucking love TBP, True Blue Psycho. Shout out Chris the Teacher. Always a good friend. Thank you so much for all the support. Everyone who supports us. We really appreciate it. Hyenas out.